You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, the Joplin City Council decides on the future of the old Freeman Hospital.
Also, residents in Carl Junction in Barton County pull together after a strong spring storm rips through their communities.
And we've got another great day out there, so Mother Nature cooperating in our cleanup efforts across the region. We'll have a look at your forecast, get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is just after 7 a.m. on this Tuesday, April the 22nd. Yes. And so something we're going to talk about, and I mentioned it a while back, but I'm going to mention it again. If anybody, I'm serious. I lived right up the street from the old Freeman Hospital.
I know. Yes,
for the first 23 years of my life, I saw that place every day. And because of that, I have dreams about that building. I have nightmares about that building. And before it's torn down, I don't care what it takes. I've got to see the inside of it just once.
I hope you do.
So if somebody from the city's watching, you guys can make it happen. You have no idea the weird lifelong dream it would fulfill for me to see this place, so that my dreams can be confirmed as to what it looks like.
Absolutely.
Because before too much longer, it's not going to be there.
No, it won't. The Joplin City Council held a meeting last night. On the agenda, 3 items related to the old Freeman Hospital building. That
building sat vacant for several years now, with community members questioning what to do with it. KOAM's Samantha Walker has the details on what current plans look like for the site.
This isn't the first time this building has been on the council's agenda, but now there's plans to not only tear it down, but put something new here.
It's sad. Like, as I said, it's left an impact in Joplin, whether you realize it or not.
There are 2 emergency ordinances on the Joplin City Council's agenda regarding the old Freeman Hospital. One to remove asbestos at the property, and another to demolish the building. The total project is estimated to cost more than $400,000. These ordinances are listed as an emergency for, quote, the immediate preservation of public health and welfare. The deterioration of the building is something that's been visible to the public for years.
It would cost like several millions of dollars just to like get it to working order, to be honest. I mean, all the windows to be replaced, structural issues that might be in the building. It's just it's honestly more of an investment that's just not worth taking.
The building was formerly privately owned before it was donated to the Economic Security Corporation. The council will also discuss whether the city should enter into an agreement with the Economic Security Corporation for the purpose of developing affordable housing at the site. Funding for that project would come from the Home Investment Partnership Program money through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
It's always sad to see a historic building go just completely, like, be turned to a pile of rubble, but at the same time, at least the site's being used for a good cause, which is what the building was built for in the first place.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Last August, the city effort to use federal grant funds to demolish the building was unsuccessful.
Of course, and like you mentioned, the building unfortunately is beyond saving at this point due to its deterioration, but it'd be great to see some new developments go in and help folks out in that same area. And Mother Nature helping us out with the cleanup from the last 3 weeks, really, of severe weather. We've had 2, 3, maybe even 4 tornadoes in the area in the last 3 weeks, leaving damage behind. But as you see outside with our camera in downtown Pittsburgh, we've got another great day out there. The sun is shining, temperatures already mild this morning, and they will continue to be as we go through today. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline, looking fantastic as well. And the future track, just kind of reiterating what we were saying about Mother Nature giving us this break to try and get caught up, try and get some of the floodwaters to recede, by the way, because we also still have our aerial flood advisories and flood warnings are gone, but we do have a number of river, creek, and stream flood warnings still in place, so you've still got to be safe out there. And of course, remember, turn around, don't drown. Temperatures this morning, again, not too bad. 56 in Joplin and 51 in Pittsburgh. We're getting plentiful sunshine out there already. Temperatures through most of the morning have been into the 50s. We've seen Grove and Jay fall back into the 40s a couple of times. Now we got Stockton as the cold spot at 48. But all in all, not bad. Neosho, the warm spot at 59, so a pretty decent start to our day. Our highs eventually right about 80, so some upper 70s, some lower 80s. 80s on each side of that. Sunny skies will have those south winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, overnight tonight, we have a chance for an isolated shower storm that happens again late tomorrow. And then we just kind of have these scattered storm chances that kick off all the way through next Tuesday. And unfortunately, there is a severe risk associated with some of this. And we're going to go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, the residents of Carl Junction have just begun to clean up the debris from heavy winds that tore through town Sunday. The National Weather Service has confirmed that it was an EF1 tornado. The National Weather Service has also confirmed there were no serious injuries, but the town is dealing with some damage to structures, trees, and power lines after a scary evening.
It was about 2 o'clock and me and my dad got in the storm shelter over here and we just kept hearing all the wind. I had my ears plugged the whole time, but he was trying to support me so that I wouldn't get upset because I hate tornadoes.
Public Works are out right now around the building cleaning up here. Last night they made sure all the roads, there was a couple of trees down, one out at Barbrook and Tanglewood, and a couple here in power lines down. They made sure that those areas were cleared and secured, and so that emergency vehicles could get through.
The mayor of Carl Junction expresses his gratitude towards the residents who stepped up in their time of need. Well, help continues coming into Barton County, Missouri. The National Weather Service has confirmed that it was an EF0 tornado and there were no serious injuries. As residents clean up there, the Red Cross also got to town yesterday. The emergency management says the setup in the lobby at the Thibaud Auditorium with tarps, cleanup kits, and other supplies. Workers are also there to help assess any property damage to see if financial help is available. Now, much of the damage was to power lines and trees. Officials also ask folks to keep an eye on social media for updates on how volunteers can sign up to help. We have more information on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, Pope Francis died yesterday morning at the age of 88. Millions of Catholics around the world are now mourning his death. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has more.
Here at the nation's largest basilica, the black drapes are drawn to honor the life and legacy of Pope Francis. Thousands of mourners gathering in St. Peter's Square for a rosary prayer vigil, honoring the Holy Father.
We heard about it when we came in here, and yeah, it's pretty much devastated all of us.
The Pope's body was placed in a coffin during a ceremony attended by church officials. Next, he'll be transferred to St. Peter's Basilica as early as Wednesday for worshipers to pay their respects.
He's also a father for us, someone who cares for us, someone who represents unity. So when he passes, everyone feels it personally.
Tributes are now pouring in from around the world. President Trump ordering all federal and state flags to be flown at half-staff.
He was a good man, worked hard, he loved the world, and it's an honor to do that.
Once Francis is laid to rest, then the conclave begins, the secret process to select a new pope. Eligible cardinals will gather inside the Sistine Chapel, cut off from the outside world. They can cast up to 4 ballots a day until they reach a 2/3 majority.
As of today, 135, they will vote their first choice. Then they're counted again, and it's the group is getting smaller and smaller until there's 3 or 4.
After each vote, the ballots are burned and smoke is released from the Sistine Chapel. White smoke signifies a new pope has been elected. At Catholic University in Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, legal battles for Trump continues as Harvard has announced a lawsuit over a budget freeze. And later, Charlene shares her healthy cheesecake recipe. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Big Spring Park in Neosho, Missouri. Topping Nation Watch this morning, Harvard University sues the Trump administration. The prestigious institution filed a lawsuit yesterday in response to the White House's, quote, unlawful funding freeze. The university's president saying the moves by the Trump administration is beyond the government's authority. In the complaint filed by Harvard, the institution argues the funding freeze is not constitutional and, quote, imposing viewpoint-based conditions on Harvard's funding. Well, a critical aviation safety system is getting an upgrade ahead of schedule. The Trump administration says the FAA Notice to Airmen system, also called NOTAM, will be replaced by September. NOTAMs are bulletins with critical safety information all pilots must read before flying. The current system failed twice in the last 3 years and was scheduled for replacement by 2030. Well, Americans are making last-minute appointments to get their real IDs in time for the May 7th deadline. Fox News multimedia reporter Asher Red is at the Nashville International Airport, where some people still don't have one.
Congress passed the Real ID Act in 2005 to increase security after the 9/11 attacks, but the TSA says that nearly 20% of Americans still don't have a real ID, and that could cause delays at the security checkpoints. To check if your license meets requirements, see if it has a star or a flag at the top or says enhanced on it. If so, you're good. Without those, however, you'd need a different ID, like a green card or a passport to fly domestically. Getting a real ID requires more paperwork than getting a regular driver's license, and if you can't find your documents, well, that could be a headache.
I personally have no idea where my birth certificate is. I've moved, I don't know, 3 or 4 times in the past decade. My mom has moved several times, so I don't know where my birth certificate is. I do have a passport. It's expired. I need to renew it.
States like Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee are experiencing some of the longest lines. One man in Tennessee says that his daughter was put on a wait list through at least July.
She couldn't make the first appointment. They gave her a date, but they didn't ask what date do you want, and so she couldn't make that date, and now that put her at the back of the line.
Some state DMVs have added extra appointments to meet the demand of people who are trying to make that deadline. In Nashville, Tennessee, Asher Red, Fox News.
And those are our top national stories this morning. Let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good out there this morning. Skies are already clearing, but got plentiful sunshine and warm weather on the way. We'll have another full forecast because we do have more rain chances on the horizon. We also, unfortunately, have the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms as we head into next week. Details on all that when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:17 on this Tuesday morning. A reminder, while we don't have the aerial flood advisories or the countywide flood warnings anymore, we still have a number of rivers, creeks, and streams with flood warnings out there. So remember, turn around, don't drown. If your route takes you through an area that's prone to flooding, just make sure you've got that alternate route planned out and at least keep it handy for the next couple of days as these waters progressively begin to recede out there. And they'll have an opportunity to do so today, really over the next couple of days, because even though we have rain chances the next couple of days, they're fairly isolated as we go into tonight and tomorrow, so not everyone will see rain. Today, though, clear skies. It is going to be warm. We'll have a south breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Just another great day out there for those, again, unfortunately, we're still recovering and cleaning up from really the last 3 weeks of severe weather out there. Mother Nature will cooperate. Now, late tonight into early tomorrow morning, our far northern counties, a stray shower, perhaps a thunderstorm will be possible, but as you can see, most of us will remain dry. Then that activity clears on out. We're partly cloudy for tomorrow, and then by the late afternoon into the evening hours, another round of showers and storms, this time in our southwestern counties, and eventually coming up possibly into our far western counties will roll in. Again, most of us, though, are dry. Then we go into Thursday. We're going to be mostly cloudy, and then by Thursday afternoon, we see another round of showers and thunderstorms begin to develop. These are going to be a bit more scattered. You can see a few more of us will see rain, but some good news is, at least at this point, we don't have any areas highlighted for a severe risk as we head into Thursday. Here's what we do have. So for overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning, we have a low risk of 1 out of 5 for our western counties, and you can see that elevated risk just barely clips parts of Greenwood County because, again, this is going to be an isolated threat. As we head into tomorrow, similar situation by the evening. Some of our western counties, maybe a strong storm or two, but it is a very limited risk. And same on Thursday, but this time we have the general thunderstorm risk, general thunderstorms across the whole area, and just barely clipping the far western fringes, that level 1 out of 5 risk for a strong storm or two. Already clearing out pretty quick out there from 7th and Rangeline. Upper 50s to start, low 70s by 11 o'clock this morning. As we head into the afternoon, right about 80 for our highs. So again, maybe some a couple degrees cooler, maybe some of us a couple of degrees warmer. South breeze about 5 to 10. Partly cloudy late this evening and overnight. And again, an isolated shower storm up north. Lows back into the upper 50s. We go through the weekend, we'll have additional scattered shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Monday starts pretty dry initially, but then we'll see additional scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, especially by late Monday and then into early Tuesday. And this is when we do have our next potential round of strong to possibly severe thunderstorms. So this far out, we do have an area highlighted for next Monday. And this is going to change a lot. You can see it's a very broad area, but it will change. We'll see what changes take place, but it's kind of heads up for next Monday into Tuesday. We want to watch this because they do believe the severe threat will transition east as we head into Tuesday, but there's just not enough certainty to highlight Tuesday just yet out there. So that's why it's a predictability too low. All right, temperatures 80 today. We could see some 80s again next Monday. In between, lots of 70s, staying fairly mild over the next several days with those rain chances again kicking off late tonight, and we'll have those chances off and on through at least next Tuesday. That's checking your forecast. We'll be back with more right after this.
Great. Well, we're in April and we're celebrating some not only spring recipes, but also soy food month recipes as well. So who better to have joining us than Charlene Patton, as well as a local soybean farmer, Roger from near Galena, Kansas.
Thank you.
Yes, we're glad to have Roger with us, who you farm real close here, don't you?
Yes, I do, just down the road.
Yes, down the road. Well, Roger, we're going to be making, and Samantha, a light lemon cheesecake, and we're using tofu and we're using soy cream cheese as the recipes in here. And Roger, do you want to tell us about the?
Yes, cooking with soy is a real heart-healthy choice, and you know the cream cheese here that we're using is actually healthy for you if you're lactose intolerant because it's made out of soybeans.
That's right, that's right. What I did here is we boiled some water. This is 2/3 cup, and mixed into this while it was hot 1 small package of sugar-free gelatin, and this is lemon gelatin. Now it has cooled off since we came into the studio, but if it is hot, that's going to help mix these ingredients. So we have two 8-ounce packages of soy cream cheese, and you have the container there so you can see. I'm going to mix this first one up and see if we, there we go. Great. So we have 2 of these packages, and if you can't find that in the grocery store, look online. I can get it at my grocery stores in Topeka real easily, but look online, and this is a great way to add that soy protein. Now we'll mix that one, and I just find that doing it separate like that helps your blender mix it. Now we're going to add the tofu, and this is firm tofu, and that's going to help with setting it up. And then I'm going to add some, how much is that, Roger? You have the recipe there, of the lemon juice, and that is fresh lemon juice.
3 ounce.
There we go. I'll just push that down a little bit. But if you're at home, you would just do this in stages. It just takes a little bit to mix it. Did you get it yet? get there? Well, maybe put it down a little bit more there so it goes. There you go. Now you could see all that nice whipping up there. Makes it easy. It's such a really an easy recipe to make because you're making it in the blender. And now what we're going to do is that I have 1 cup of whipping cream here. And as Roger said, so far this recipe has no lactose in it, but so you'd want to use an alternative if you did that. Now we're going to pour that mixture that we did. Look how creamy that is. Put that in there. Thank you, Roger. And we have now our grated fresh lemon zest there that's going to add even more flavor. And I would just stir this. A whisk seems to work the very best, Samantha, because you don't want to completely deflate all that whipping cream in there. And then we're going to pour this, and I made a graham cracker crust, and that's just graham crackers, a little bit of granulated sugar, and margarine. And margarine is another soybean product. Pour that into your graham cracker crust, and then we decorated it with fresh fruit, some more whipping cream. You could put some lemon slices on there too. But what a delicious and low calorie and high in soy protein, so you're getting a very nutritious dessert.
Just perfect for spring. It's
perfect for spring.
Beautiful, Charlene. And I know if people want to find this recipe and a lot more of the other ones you guys do, they can call that number or go to your guys' website and find that available.
That's right. They should go to 877-KS Soybean, call, and we'll mail them all the recipes for March, or go to our website at kansassoybeans.org, and all the recipes are on the website.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Charlene and Roger, for joining us this morning. We'll be right back after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. I'm Elise Snowy. A suspect shot during a Jasper County officer-involved shooting has died. The suspect, 43-year-old Gavin Newton, was hospitalized after the April 13th incident. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office yesterday released that Newton died in the hospital over the weekend due to his injuries. The incident happened on County Road 70. According to authorities, 2 Jasper County deputies responded to a domestic disturbance in progress. They got there and encountered Newton, who had a knife. Now, according to the Sheriff's Office, Newton was ordered to the ground, but instead he charged at them. After deploying tasers twice with no effect, 1 deputy fired his weapon, striking Newton. Authorities say the deputies then administered medical aid until EMS arrived. They were put on administrative leave, which is protocol until the Missouri Highway Patrol finishes its investigation. The Jasper County Prosecutor's Office had charged Newton with domestic assault and assault on a law enforcement officer. He was in custody under guard at the hospital. Well, Miami residents have been dealing with several flooded roads, but most, if not all, are now back open. A concern moving forward is the Riverview Park area. Now, the park itself is still flooded, and while the Grand River Dam Authority is releasing some water, the Miami Mayor Bless Parker is concerned they're not releasing enough right now.
GRDA, not being accountable to their license, has forced that into a flood zone. We have a fire station right over here. No way the state would let us build a fire station in a flood zone. It's been forced into a flood zone. NEO A&M Junior College, there's no way the state would have built that in a flood zone. It's now in a flood zone because GRDA doesn't follow their license. State Highway 125, which is behind us, goes underwater. The state wouldn't have built a state highway in a flood zone without building it up out of a floodway. They built it where they did because it wasn't in a flood zone.
The city and a group of Miami property owners have an ongoing lawsuit against the Grand River Dam Authority, claiming policies surrounding the dam have contributed to repetitive flooding in Miami. Well, Newmac Electric made a stop at the Joplin High School yesterday. The cooperative donated 2 one-rope bridge poles to the school's JROTC program. Now, both old poles needed to be replaced, and representatives of Newmac joined members of Joplin's JROTC, JHS, and Franklin Tech for the donation.
It's no different than if it was the FFA or Franklin Tech. It's just important for us to serve the schools. I mean, a lot of schools nowadays, budgets are tight and thin, and we've always looked as community service in mind, and so we do everything we can.
Newmac has 10 schools that it helps out throughout the school year. Now let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
We are doing pretty good this morning. Skies continuing to clear. You can see from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh with plentiful sunshine out there, and plentiful sunshine as these folks get their day underway. 20th and Range Line, the MoDOT camera there looks good as well. The future track looks even better. Clear skies into the afternoon for us. Temperatures warm, and that south wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So for those, again, still cleaning up, still recovering from the last few weeks of severe weather. Mother Nature cooperating with us today, giving you an excellent opportunity to be outside without it interfering. No gusty winds, no crazy anything going on today. Now, our aerial flood advisories and the countywide flood warnings we have been removed, but we still have, as you can see, a number of stream, creek, and river flood warnings. So continue to practice, turn around, don't drown. Make sure if your route does take you through these flood-prone areas that you have that alternate ready to go. 56 in Joplin right now, 52 in Pittsburgh. We've been mostly in the 50s just about all morning. We've had some 40s show up here and there, but you can see right now the cold spots are Anderson and Jay, both at 50. Everybody else, though, low, mid, and even some upper 50s out there. Eventually, our highs today right about 80. Sunny skies, and as I mentioned, that south wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Our rain chances begin to pick up over the next several days, at least some scattered ones. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A group of people are working to make a difference to help save the planet. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Big Spring Park in Neosho, Missouri. On Consumer Watch this morning, 2 major banks have been given the go-ahead to merge and become the 8th largest U.S. bank. Capital One will acquire Discover in an all-stock transaction worth more than $35 billion. The new financial system will be the 8th largest bank in the U.S. The merger allowance was made under capital absorbing responsibility for Discover's ongoing corrective actions. The merger is expected to close on May 18th. Well, Walgreens has entered into a settlement with the U.S. Justice Department and will pay $300 million over unlawful fulfillment of millions of opioid and other controlled substance prescriptions that were not valid. The agency claims that the chain sought reimbursement from federal health care programs and pressured workers to fill prescriptions without proper procedures. Escalating trade wars could also be driving new shopping habits as retail experts examine why more customers are checking out secondhand stores in the midst of rising clothing costs. Fox News' Sean Langell reports.
Keeping up with the hottest fashion may be burning a hole in your wallet.
Everybody's watching the economy and how it's going to go and saving what money they can wherever they can.
With some business experts citing rising clothing costs because of recent White House tariffs. Researchers at the Yale University Budget Lab recently estimated a short-term consumer price increase of 65% for clothes.
The tariffs that have been added to the vast majority of products are going to increase the COGS for all of these brands and mean that they have to raise prices by a pretty significant amount in the coming weeks.
It's causing more and more customers to check out secondhand stores for better deals.
Given the increase in full price product, we're expecting buyers to look for alternative cheaper options and flood to secondhand marketplaces.
This one is almost 2 and things are just so much more expensive than they were then. Clothes, diapers, food, everything, and it really helps to save by getting stuff used.
I definitely think that we will see an uptick in traffic. We have the last couple of months.
Used items at secondhand stores are typically less expensive than new products. They also would only be impacted by tariffs if they came from outside the country.
I love thrifting just because I can find a great deal on stuff, and stuff is so expensive nowadays.
For now, experts say they're keeping their eyes on the secondhand industry to see if businesses are raising their prices to reflect the entire market and growing demand. Sean Lanchel, Fox News.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 7:44 about here on this Tuesday morning. We are starting with the future track, which again has some good news for us today as we continue to dry out. We're going to be warm. We're going to be sunny. The winds won't be too crazy. So again, for those that are still cleaning up from the past few weeks of severe weather, Mother Nature at least giving you a break to do that once again today. In fact, even though we have some rain chances tonight into tomorrow, most of us are still going to be dry, so we'll still have that opportunity to continue with that recovery work and, of course, start to see some of these higher river and creek levels start to go back down a little. Now, we could see an isolated shower or storm in our far northern counties late tonight into early Wednesday morning. Not looking at anything severe by any means. A strong storm or two on the western fringes of this as it first rolls in is possible, but it's going to be very isolated. And as you can see, most of us will remain dry. As we head into Wednesday afternoon, we're partly cloudy. It's going to be warm again. And again, since most of us won't see any rain, we'll be all right. Then Wednesday, late afternoon into the evening, another round of showers and storms. This time in the southern half of our area starts to roll in, and we could see a few in our far western counties as well. And some of those could be, again, a bit on the strong side, but no major severe weather expected whatsoever. Thursday, again, no severe weather expected, but eventually, as we head into Thursday afternoon, we'll start to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, so it may get a bit loud here and there. We'll have a little bit more rain over a broader area as well. But again, we aren't really looking at anything severe as we head into our Thursday. Here's what we've got in terms of strong storm chances. You can see the elevated risk just barely clipping Greenwood County. This is going to be tonight into tomorrow morning. Otherwise, an isolated strong storm or two will be possible. Same for tomorrow afternoon and into the late evening. Those storms in our western counties, a strong storm or two will be possible. And then the low risk even slides further west for us on Thursday. So that's some good news. Starting our day, again, skies clearing pretty quickly. Still some clouds out there, but it looks pretty nice. Upper 50s by 8, low 70s by 11 o'clock this morning. Sunny skies, temperatures about 80, and those south winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into the evening, clear skies initially, partly cloudy overnight, and again, an isolated shower or storm up north. Otherwise, most of us dry back into the upper 50s. Heading into the weekend, we will see scattered shower and thunderstorm chances across the region. But what we're really going to want to watch is as we go into late Monday and early Tuesday, we will see additional showers and thunderstorms begin to roll into the area again late Monday into early Tuesday morning, and some of these could potentially through the day on Tuesday be strong, possibly severe. Now right now it's still very far out, but we do have this very broad severe risk highlighted for Monday. When it's this far out, it updates once a day very early in the morning, so we won't get a new look at this until tomorrow morning, and it's going to change. It's going to change quite a bit over the next several days, but this just kind of heads up late Monday into Tuesday. We are looking at that possibility, and right now Tuesday, the predictability level is too low, but we could see that severe threat move east. So it is something we want to watch as we head into the next work week. In between here and there, we've got some 80s today, 80s next Monday, in between 70s, and we'll have those scattered rain chances again from late tonight all the way through at least next Tuesday. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, in case you didn't know, today is Earth Day, and a group of volunteers across the pond wants to hit a home run for the planet.
The Little Litter League is stepping up to make a difference, as Tina Kraus reports from London.
10-year-old Ismail has a big job on his hands.
Stuff like paper, bottle caps.
Cleaning up trash in his local park in London. Along a path that's packed with it.
When you're picking up all of this litter, how does it make you feel? Like really annoyed and mad because Over there you could see litter. Over there you could see litter. In a bush you could see litter.
It's a tireless task, best tackled by a team.
For those of us who are new here, this is the Little Litter League.
And Imdad Rahman is team captain, gearing up new recruits.
Lead up as much as possible to the top, tie it up.
To join Ismail in rounding up rubbish.
This is our planet. We don't have a planet B or any other planet to live on.
Rahman started the Little Litter League 3 years ago.
Well spotted.
To inspire his nieces and nephews.
So let's swap.
Ismail's mom gave Rahman his first litter picker.
I felt like a Jedi. So she was handing me this great instrument of power.
It ignited his passion to protect the planet, and he says posting Little Litter League stats on his social media weekly is making a global impact.
Where schools in South Africa, San Francisco, South America, Australia, where people have actually started litter picking groups as a direct result of being inspired by the youngsters here.
After stuffing 16 bags full of trash, they call it a day.
Some of you I can't see at the back.
Snapping a photo of their success to highlight how a team effort can lead to a world of change.
Well, the Little Litter League says all you need to start a cleanup campaign are some gloves, bags, a litter picker, and some love for the planet.
You know, really, all you need is love.
There you go.
And that's
Absolutely.
all it takes to take care of these problems.
So true.
Well, Mother Nature showing us a little love today.
Yeah.
It's going to be warm, but we're going to be dry. We're going to be calm enough that as folks continue to recover from the storms, that you don't have to worry about Mother Nature interfering, at least not for now. However, as we head late this evening into the overnight hours, we could see an isolated shower or storm, mainly in our northern counties. Not anticipating any severe weather, but an early strong storm or two will be possible, but that risk is fairly isolated. These will clear out by tomorrow morning and before sunrise, and after that will be partly cloudy, warm again for our Wednesday, and then by late afternoon into the evening, another round of showers and storms, initially into Oklahoma, and then maybe into some of our western counties out there, and again, maybe a strong storm or two, but it will be very isolated. In between the overnight chances of rain tonight and then tomorrow's late day chances, most of us will remain dry. Thursday, however, as we head into the afternoon, does bring us a slightly better opportunity to see a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area as we head into the afternoon, but our severe risk remains low. We have a low risk again for the overnight storms tonight, very isolated. Same for tomorrow, and then Thursday, that low risk just barely clipping our area. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. 43-year-old Gavin Newton, who was shot during a Jasper County officer-involved shooting, has died. A news of his death was released yesterday. The Jasper County Prosecutor's Office has charged Newton with domestic assault and assault on a law enforcement officer. He was in custody under guard at the hospital. The National Weather Service has confirmed that 2 tornadoes touched down from Sunday's storms. Residents from Carl Junction in Barton County are continuing cleanup efforts as most of the damage is down to trees and power lines. No serious injuries have been reported. We have more information on our website, KLAMNewsNow.com. And the Joplin City Council put the fate of the old Freeman building up to a vote last night. The council voted on 2 emergency ordinances, one to remove asbestos at the property and another to demolish the building on South Sargent. Both emergency ordinances passed unanimously. These ordinances are listed as an emergency for the immediate preservation of public health and welfare.
And we've got a pretty nice day today. Again, sunny skies, temperatures right about 80, south winds 5 to 10. Clear skies initially through the evening, then partly cloudy overnight. Again, an isolated shower or storm in our northern counties, most of us dry, and we'll fall back into the upper 50s. Another isolated shower or storm in Oklahoma and then into our far western counties late tomorrow, but again, most of us dry. A few more scattered storms on Thursday, and scattered storm chances continue through at least next Tuesday. We are keeping an eye on at least the possibility of some stronger storms as we go from Monday into Tuesday. So something we'll need to monitor over the next few days.
Absolutely. Well, MoDOT kicked off Work Zone Awareness Week. The department joined with the Missouri Highway Patrol at the Joplin Regional Office to bring awareness to work zone safety.
In 2024, 23 people were killed in Missouri work zone crashes, with distracted driving contributing to at least 4 of those deaths. MoDOT hopes this week of awareness will go a long way to reducing those numbers.
Yes.
And, you just got to remember, you got to slow down in those work zones. When they post those
Absolutely.
speed limits, they've been working on the bridges over Main Street, for example, on I-44. I can't tell you how many folks just go zipping right on through there like it's no big deal. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for other drivers, and it is more dangerous for those folks out there doing their work. So slow down. Well, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We will be back today at noon with more news and weather.
Have a great rest of your morning.